Title: At her office party, my wife acted embarrassed by me. Her female boss whispered, "If you ever want a real woman who values you," while sliding her business card into my pocket. Start: The first moment I knew something had shifted was the way she laughed. Too loud, too eager, too... It was her office party, the kind of event where spouses were displayed like accessories. I stood by the bar, tie loosened, nursing a drink I didn't want. Her hand rested on her boss's arm a second too long during introductions. Her smile, practiced, her voice sweetened to honey. Then it happened. A casual whisper slid through the noise, her boss leaning close, perfume sharp, confidence sharper. "If you ever want a real woman who values you," she murmured, and with that she slipped her business card into my pocket. When my wife turned, her eyes caught the gesture, the hand lingering, the smirk, my stunned stillness. Her professional mask cracked. For a fraction of a second, I saw her, the real her, before the smile snapped back into place. That was the night the foundation shifted. We'd been married 6 years. I used to think that meant something. She was brilliant, ambitious, magnetic, the kind of woman who filled every room she entered. I loved that about her once. I admired it, supported it. She said she couldn't have gotten where she was without me, and I believed her. But somewhere along the way, she stopped wanting me beside her, only behind her. Every win of hers became a quiet loss of mine. Every compliment from her colleagues came with an apologetic glance toward me, as if I were an accessory she'd outgrown. I should have noticed sooner, the way she corrected my words in public, the subtle sighs when I spoke too honestly, the growing silence between us. But love blinds you with its own reflection until betrayal sharpens your vision. That office party was the moment my eyes adjusted to the light. The next week, I pretended nothing had happened. She pretended too. That's what we did best. But I started watching, listening. She came home later, stayed glued to her phone longer. Her excuses, strategy meetings, client dinners, late deadlines, all too rehearsed. One night she slipped, said she was meeting them for drinks. I asked who them was. She blinked, stuttered, said she meant her boss. That was enough. I bought a second phone, installed a GPS tracker in her car, synced her phone's data to my cloud. The things you can learn when you stop trusting someone are endless. The truth came fast. Photos, messages, hotel receipts. She wasn't sleeping with her boss, yet, but she was feeding her stories, laughing about me, sharing details I thought were private. Our fights, our finances, even the way I still believed in forever. She was building her next chapter, and I was supposed to be the old one she quietly erased. I didn't confront her, not yet. Revenge requires patience. First, I gathered documents, screenshots, proof. I hired a lawyer, discreetly, and transferred assets into a trust under my sister's name. Every move, quiet, invisible. She was too busy playing power games at work to notice the ground shifting beneath her. Next, I reached out to her boss. A coffee meeting, casual. I thanked her for the offer at the party, said I'd been thinking about it. She laughed, low and knowing, and said she meant it. I told her my wife spoke highly of her. She said, "Oh, I know she does." That was the confirmation I needed, the tone, the implication. My wife was climbing, and her boss was the ladder. I let her think I was flattered, that I might be tempted. She leaned closer, touching my wrist, that same confident smirk. "If you ever want to talk about anything," she said. I smiled. "Oh, I think we'll have plenty to talk about soon." Over the next month, I orchestrated everything. I booked a suite in the same hotel where she once met her boss for strategy dinners. I arranged a business dinner of my own, invited both of them under the guise of celebrating her team's success. My wife thought it was her idea. The night arrived. She wore the red dress I once told her made her look dangerous. Ironic, really. Dinner was smooth at first. Laughter, wine, polite deception. Then I stood, raised a glass. "To partnership," I said, "in life and in business, built on trust." I slid my phone onto the table, screen lit. A series of screenshots glowed under the candlelight. Messages between them, jokes about me, her private mockery dressed as ambition. Silence. Heavy. Absolute. Her boss froze first, color draining. My wife's hand trembled, her glass tipping, wine spilling across the table like blood. "You think I didn't know?" I said quietly. "You think I'd let you both play me while I funded your empire?" Her boss started to speak, but I cut her off with a glance. "I've already spoken to HR, legal, your board. Everything they need is on that drive." Her boss went pale. My wife looked at me like she'd never seen me before. "You can destroy us," she whispered. "No," I said, my voice calm. "You destroyed us. I'm just cleaning up the mess." I left the table, her card still in my pocket. I dropped it on the floor as I walked away. Her boss was suspended pending investigation. My wife's career, her pride, collapsed with hers. The firm cut them both loose. I didn't have to say a word. The whispers did it for me. When she came home that night, she begged, not for love, but for control, to rewrite the story, to salvage her image. I listened in silence. Then I handed her divorce papers. "Consider this your new beginning," I said. "You always wanted one." She broke then, not with tears, but with quiet realization, the kind that comes when power slips through your fingers and you finally understand who you underestimated. It's been 6 months. The house is mine. The silence, too. Sometimes I find that old business card in my drawer. The corners bent, the ink faded. A relic of the moment everything changed. People say revenge doesn't bring peace. Maybe they're right, but it does bring balance and clarity. I wasn't her embarrassment. I was her mirror. And when she looked into me that night, she finally saw herself for who she really was. I just made sure the whole world saw it too.